What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the very first episode of Season 7 of the Spinwheel Park. We're going to do something a little bit different with this one, in the sense where we are going to do a mega sanctuary. We are on the square map of Isla Nublar, and we're going to do a mega sanctuary. The reason I call it that is because in this one, we are not going to stop this series until every single prehistoric species has been landed on the wheel. Like, has been released into the sanctuary. So now, we're going to do this until all 96 land species are in this sanctuary. Well, not all 96 are going to be in it because, you know, nature will, take its course and, like, some of them will go extinct after this. But yeah, that's what we're going to do here. So what we're going to do, here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking we do. Let's get an invisible fence surrounding this whole area. That's a gate. Let's get a fence surrounding this area here. This is so they don't escape and, like, head off to local villages and whatever. Just make one big enclosure with all the dinosaurs in it. I'll probably make, like, different areas where different dinosaurs go. That's kind of the goal here. We'll have, like, herbivores and carnivores on, like, 4 different sides of the map. So what we'll do, right, is, like, have, like, a hatchery on each side. Or should I have one on, like, each corner? I already have one here. So should I have one, like, maybe on this corner, this corner? You know, we'll worry about that as time goes on. So this is the sanctuary right here. This is what we're going to be releasing. You know, we'll have, like, maybe a second hatchery, like, over here, maybe? If we can fit an arrival point, then that'd be great. Can we fit an arrival point here? Terrain constraints, outside buildable area. If we put this here, then yes. Alright, there we go. Let's go into additional bays, accelerated growth, make sure that's in the hatchery. And we'll do, like, Spinwheel. That's kind of the purpose here, the Spinwheel Park. Maybe we'll put one, like, over here, too. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll put one over here as well. Wherever there's, like, space for a sanctuary or, like, dinosaurs to be released. Accelerated growth. There we go. And then I'll have food, like, scattered around everywhere. And then on the other side, we will do the same thing. Alright, so we're going to get this set up. And then I'm going to release 10 species, 10 random species into the sanctuary. And we're going to keep doing this until all the species have been added in. So every single species, that's 96. So for, like, the 9th and final part, we'll release the remaining 16. Or we should probably make it 10 parts. We'll make it 10 parts, and then for part 10, we'll release the last 6 species. Whichever ones they may be. Alright, cool. Let me just continue to put hatcheries around the map, so that way there we can do whatever. There we go. Alright, one last one. We'll put one in the middle. We'll put one in the middle here. It might be a little weird, but bear with me. This is just a hatchery. It doesn't mean anything. There we go. That's going to look a little weird, but who cares? Alright, let's go into additional bays, accelerated growth. That's good. Let me just apply every upgrade to them. Additional bays, accelerated growth. Alright, there we go. That's all 9 hatcheries done. So the first things first. Let's use this first hatchery to release the first group of 10. And then we'll... Or should we do it by 5s? So maybe like groups of 5. Yeah, that'll make things more interesting. Okay, so we'll put the first 5 in the first hatchery, the second 5 in the second, the third 5 in the third, and so on and so forth. That's what we'll do. So we'll use the first 2 hatcheries for the first 10 creatures. Alright, so first things first. Let's make sure there's plenty of food and water for the first batch. That should be good. Just in case we get any fish, we'll get some piscivore feeders. Alright, and that'll be the first group of 5 done. The second group I'll work on in a minute. So we should have all kinds of vegetation for like right over here. And maybe we should add like a forest or two. Yeah, maybe we should add some forest. So that way there, some creatures can have their privacy. So where should we put it? Maybe like make that smaller? I'll try to get creative with some of the others. We'll get some small patches of forest here. And we'll have like a patch of forest here. This way here, creatures can have their privacy and they can do whatever they want. Alright, so this is done for the first 5 creatures. So let's release the first 5. Alright, we have all 96 species on here, and we are not going to stop until all 96 have been picked. So what is dinosaur number 1 gonna be? Starting with a relatively small herbivore. Okay, Archaeornithomimus. Alright, the second one is Coelophysis. Okay, alright. Carnivore or dinosaur number 3. What will it be? Carcharodontosaurus. Okay. Dinosaur number 4. Suchomimus. Alright. And dinosaur number 5. Can we at least get another herbivore? Okay, thank you. Alright, cool. So now let me just change the settings for something that, like, I keep forgetting to do with the dinosaurs. Unlimited traits. Enable that. There we go. And then we could turn combat on once we get, like, the... Or should we leave combat off until every dinosaur has been added in? That might lag my computer a little. Yeah, that might be a little tough. You know what? Let's just get this done. We'll get the first 5 creatures done. Alright, so we need Archaeornithomimus for the first dinosaur. So this will be the first group of dinosaurs. We'll release 10 creatures in total, and then we'll end the episode there. Or should I have them fight first? I don't know. You'll have to let me know in the comments. Maybe once we get to 20, we'll try to make things more interesting. Alright, that's Archaeornithomimus done. Let's get Coelophysis. Also, if you guys have any suggestions on what I should do with this sanctuary, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear your suggestions. And since this is only the first 10, I don't expect much to happen in this sanctuary. Let's release the Wuerosaurs, and then we'll move on to the second group, and then we'll have them live out their lives for a little bit before we end the episode. So yeah, not all 96 species will be in this park. We're just going to release them until... We're just going to keep spinning the wheel until we get all the species. Alright, so that's group 1 done. Let's head over to hatchery 2 and move on to group 2. Or first, we should probably get everything ready. So let's get, like... I want to make this different from, say, the last sanctuary. So we'll just have, like a pool. I want that to be symmetrical. Asymmetrical. We'll just have, like, a little island here. With, like, a patch of forest maybe over here, a patch of forest over here, and maybe some food over here. Some ground fiber, and some ground leaf. And then we'll scatter some around everywhere here. Each part of the sanctuary is going to look a little different so we can add some variety. There we go, that should be all the food in the world. And just in case we get any piscivores, let's add in some fish. Alright. That should be that part of the sanctuary done. Let's move on to the second group. Alright, group number 2. Creature number 6 is Allura Titan, okay. Creature number 7, what will it be? Microceratus, okay. And dinosaur number 3, or 8 even? Sinoceratops, alright. All herbivores so far. Dinosaur number 9. Maybe add in like a carnivore to balance it out. Pentaceratops, okay. And then dinosaur number 10. This will be the final dinosaur we get for today. Pachycephalosaurus. Okay, so this one will be a relatively peaceful one. Alright, so Allura Titan, Microceratus, Sinoceratops, Pentaceratops, and Pachycephalosaurus. Alright, so let's start with Allura Titan. So we only got a few carnivores so far. Carcharodontosaurus, Coelophysis, and Suchomimus. But Suchomimus are technically piscivores, so they'll probably feed on the fish, and maybe fight the Carcharodontosaurs, but that's about it. And we won't do, like, what are they called? Like, automated bays. What we get is what we get. And if the creature goes extinct, the creature goes extinct. Simple as that. Pentaceratops, and finally, Pachycephalosaurus. So we got one section that should be relatively peaceful with all herbivores. Yeah, we could get, like, one that's, like, all carnivores, and then they'll just kill each other right on the spot. Or we could get one that's all herbivores, and they'll just chill out, be vibes, and all that stuff. Alright, so that's Group 2 being hatched. While we wait for them, let's hatch up Group 1. So we'll get the Archaeornithomimus, Coelophysis, we'll get all 10 of them. Both Karchas. I think we'll get 3 Suchomimus. We'll get 3 Suchomimus and then all 6 Woohoos. And then for Allura Titan, we'll get all 5 of those, all 7 of those, all 4 of those, all 5 of those, and finally all 8 of those. Alright, what's released first? Coelophysis. We'll release Archaeornithomimus first. Now, I don't know if the Coelophysis will hunt down the Archaeornithomids or not. I don't know if they will. Let's release Group 1 first. Let's move on to the Wuerosaurus, and then we'll move on to the carnivores. And then after that, we'll move on to Group 2. We'll let them live out their lives for a little bit, and we'll see where it goes from there. Wuerosaurus usually does pretty well in these sanctuaries. Alright, let's move on to the Coelophysis. They might try to go after the Microceratus, knowing them. That's Coelophysis. Let's move on to Suchomimus. And last but not least, the apex predators of this area, the Carcharodontosaurus. They'll cause trouble for the herbivores. And then hopefully the Coelophysis will feed off of whatever these guys leave behind. That's what I'm kind of hoping on. Alright, so that's Group 1 done. Let's move on to Group 2. Allura Titan. That's Allura Titan done. Let's move on to Microceratus.
We are pleased to welcome a Microceratus to the park.
Alright, that's Microceratus done. Let's move on to Pachycephalosaurus. Yeah, there's a Pachy that's fallen through the ground. Nice. It'll probably clip back up in a minute. Give it a second. Give it a second. You just gonna stay in the ground forever? Or are you gonna... Yeah, there you go. Alright, cool. Alright, let's move on to the Sinoceratops. Alright, that's Sinoceratops being released. We've got 4 Sinos. I think 8 Pachycephalosaurs and 7 Microceratus. And finally, Pentaceratops. These guys are big compared to the other ceratopsians. Real talk. So I'm guessing the pentas and the cynos will probably fight each other, I would imagine. Oh no, they actually like pentaceratops. Alright, these guys might be chill here. So unless the Carcharodontosaurs come here to ruin their fun, then they should be fine. Alright, let me go ahead and change the settings. Alright, we should be good to go. So now these dinosaurs can live out their lives. They should have plenty of food. Have any dinosaurs made it to the island? Alright, we already got a couple of Allura Titans that have made it to the island. This little island here. I just figured we'd add that in, you know, to make it a little more creative. I got some fish in case the Suchomimus wander over here. We got a fight between two Suchomimuses already. They'll probably fight each other, I would imagine. Where'd the Karchas go? Alright, we've got Coelophysis wandering over here. So maybe they might find food over here if they just wander over here. Because there's some Microceratus over there. So they might try to fight them. So yeah, some of the Coelophysis are wandering over here. If they wander a little further over here, then they'll find food. Maybe I'll try to attract them by putting a carnivore feeder here. Yeah, that should attract their attention. Just so I can attract the Coelophysis. So this guy has... What are your traits? Death Valley, blank pattern. Resilient and defensive, and the other one is tolerant and strong. Alright, so we've got some strong apexes here. Salvbard Paltrana. This should be interesting. Looks like the Karcha is about to fight one of the Suchomimuses. Yep, there we go. Our first official fight. Let's go. Who gets the first hit in? So you should be... resilient and defensive, while you are quenched, humble, social, and defensive. Great Sandy Desert, blank pattern. They might just call that off here because they've been circling each other for a little bit. Yeah, they're calling it off. They haven't done anything. Sometimes they just circle around and don't do anything for whatever reason. I don't know if the Coelophysis will prey on the Archaeornithomimus or not. I know the Karchas and the Suchomimus will. We got a couple of Coelophysis wandering over here. Maybe I should put some vegetation over here. So that would lure herbivores over here to try and make things more interesting. Alright, we'll put some ground leaf over here, just in case they need it. Some ground fiber next to it. Some tall fiber over here, just in case we get any herbivores. Some tall, or sauropods, sorry, some tall leaf. Alright, to try and attract them more. Alright, so the Coelophysis are being lured over to the carnivore feeder. Hopefully by attracting them over to this feeder, they'll be able to hunt down the Microceratus, if they see any. Alright, looks like the Carcharodontosaurus and Suchomimus are about to duke it out. Piss off, Dua. Alright, you got the first hit in. 41% against... Oh, we got our first death. Our first death, and it's a Suchomimus. So yeah, the Karchas and the Suchos will probably be fighting over territory, I would imagine. Alright, I'll let you eat. Alright, we got the other Karcha fighting a Wuerosaurus. Ooh, what are your stats? Or, long-lived, resilient, and social. Alright, they did a little dance. 31% against 87%, and it's over for that Wuerosaurus. We got our second death. 88%. I'm hoping you'll eat at some point. They should eat. We got the Carcharodontosaurus looking to pick a fight with another Suchomimus. That might be a fake out because you were just in a fight. Yep, I figured. Archaeornithomimuses just running around. It'll only be a matter of time before they get picked off. We got a Carcharodontosaurus hunting down an Archaeornithomimus. I said it would only be a matter of time. Which one are you going after? This one here. Alright, so far they seem to be thriving. It's only a matter of time before we see another apex predator in its territory if it gets that far. So if we release these in groups of 5, That should be at least 2 groups in each setting. That's what it should be like. Alright, so I don't think anything's really going to go on over here because we've got all herbivores in this area. Unless the Coelophysis can... Okay, some of the Coelophysis have wandered over here, which is good. I've given them food just in case they can't find the Microceratus. Actually, I might even move it a little further down. Let's move this, like, over here so the Coelophysis can wander over here. I mainly did that for the Coelophysis. Alright, so we've got 3 deaths. Archaeornithomimus, Wuerosaurus, and Suchomimus. The Karchas pretty much dominate this area. Real talk. I like this guy. He's got a really cool design in this game. And in Ark. They both have a really cool design in both games. Alright, well, not much really happens on episode 1. So with that, I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. It would really help out a ton. But until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Oh, hold on. Before we leave, the other 2 Suchomimus are being attacked by the Carcharodontosaurus. 58% against 100%. I think that one's about to go down. It's at 35%. Yep, that one's down. And what about this one? We might see our first species go extinct here. The Suchomimus did not survive. Alright, they're calling off their fight. So that means you are the last of your kind, sir. We'll call you Anti-Rudy. You can be Anti-Rudy because you're the opposite color of Rudy, kind of. Alright, as I was saying, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. It will really help out a ton. But until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.